Into 5-star Ruination. For those that have been under a rock somewhere, let's have a quick look at what we're looking at. So we've got 5-star Ruination there. So the 5-star Ruination ability. The combiner summons holograms of World, Robust, and Twin Twist to perform their abilities. Their HP being 20% of the combiners and the DPS being 25%. And gain an extra 10% on both HP and DPS when combiners on defense. So, first off, I'm going to refer you to something. A little... So, looking at this. So, this was posted as one of the... notes in one of the streams. So it says 5-star Ruination, when, what, who, because everyone's obviously asking about it. So they put it's coming this quarter, so I think this was done in like January, February, something like that maybe. The ability's been made, it'll be going into playtest sooner rather than later. The 5-star might become a defensive option. We'll share more info on this once we have more info. So the problem is that I think they looked at Ruination and said, right, what we can do is make it an option to be in an outpost. Now, I was quite critical of this maybe a couple of streams ago and sort of said, why would you want the best combiner in the game in an outpost? And then after they sort of released this 5-star batch and announced who's in it, and I started to think in the future of other combiners, and I thought, well, I think they're going to buff through the combiners. And when they do, Ruination might be on par with other combiners in the game. So I kind of understand wanting to make Ruination a defensive option. I understand that thinking. I understand they don't want to make him any better on offense, but they want to make him a defense option. Right. Brilliant. I'm all on board with that. Great idea. I like the way you're thinking there, so you don't make him too good on offense. But the problem is, the way they've gone about it is, it's become a better offensive option. And so when I look at this and I think the HP is 20%, which is pretty woeful. We looked at it a few streams ago. But it says gain an extra 10% on both HP and DPS when the combiner's on defense. Now don't forget, the combiner's already neutered on defense already. So when you look at the... it's got 100% DPS but 50% HP. So if your combiner's got 50% HP, so he's now got 50k health, or 55k, thereabouts. He's still got full damage, but 55k health. So all of a sudden, these bots at 20% health have, let's go 30% on defense. On 30%, extra 10%. 30% of that, you're talking 15k, 20, yeah, 17k each. It's not a lot. 17k. Now, when you talk about Whirl, 17k, that's standardish sort of, standardish sort of health. But when you've got Twin Twist and Robust on 17k, it's like having a 3-star Robust and a 3-star Twin Twist on defense. It's not going to do enough. Now, if they had gone, their HP is just 20% on attack, but it's triple that, or even more, or 100% when on defense, then I'd be like, well, that is a defensive option. It's not very good on attack. But they've sort of done it on attack and then sort of, instead of going, okay, we'll put it into attack, but we're going to go all in defense, they sort of just tip their toe in the water and going, oh, we'll give it 10%. And it's just not enough. There's not enough to make it a defensive option. And so sadly, no one is going to use this on defense. I can't see it really. Not at the minute. How good Ruination is compared to other combiners. Eventually, maybe, but not at the minute. And I think that's where the problem lies, and that's the frustration from the playtesters. And I think the problem as well is that the playtesters said in the chat, listen, this is not good enough. It doesn't work. All it's done is made Ruination better on offense. And not even that much, really. Only minimal, but it has. That's exactly what it does. And then playtest went dead. Went quiet, radio silence. A few people kept nipping in going, so where are we up to with Ruination? Nothing, no answer, no feedback. Then all of a sudden, news letter comes out, Ruination's out tomorrow. And everyone was like, what? Even the playtesters were like, what? Really? So then they're like, okay, well, what's the cost going to be? And I think I'm pretty sure Dale came out and went, we don't know. I'm like, what? Like, so the day before it's being released, you don't know what the cost is going to be. Surely, and I always say this, surely someone has had a conversation when 5-Star Ruination was announced a year ago, because we knew it was coming, or 9 months ago, whatever it was. Surely a conversation has happened where it's like, okay, guys, what price is it going to be? What are we going to charge for this? How are we going to do it? And you saw there, you know, that they knew about it well in advance, but leave it to the last day. And it's just this sort of organisation that really kills it for me. It's not even the content, it's the rushing. And then they announced today, literally, it's going to be 2,500 5-star shards. Now, when I heard that, I was like, although I don't really like it, I understand it. I understand charging 2,500 5-star shards. But then a couple of people made some good points. So my initial thought, before you sort of jump on me, guys, my initial thought was 2,500 shards. That's only what 2 or 3 battle passes. You know, that's not too bad a cost. But then someone made a point. Let's talk averages, just averages, not extremes. I do extremes sometimes. Let's just talk averages. I would say personally, on average, it would take 3 pulls out of a batch to get said bot. Now, talking bots, apologies to all the cons out there, but I'm sure you know the God Neptune bots. But to get Top Spin, to get Roadbuster, Twin Twist, Whirl, and Impactor, let's just say it takes you 3 pulls to get each. 15, 15, 15, 15, and 15 shots. Now, granted, let's not kid ourselves. Some of these bots would have gone and got anyway. Probably Twin Twist, probably Roadbuster, just for the sake of getting them because they were pretty decent back then and they were in that batch anyway. So it's not like all these batches have come out at once. But still, it has cost us shards to get them. So if you're a newer player now, and you wanted to get these bots, and law of averages would say it would cost you around 75,000 5-star shards. And yes, I'm going to say it. That is mental. That is mental. 75,000 5-star shards. I am overflowing with 4-star shards, with prems, and everything. I can't afford that in the next year. And so we talk about endgame content. That's beyond endgame content. And then to add salt to the wound, they go, oh, well, let's make it 77.5. That is madness. Now, if you didn't need these bots, if you only needed 2, say, because we weren't sure at first, I'd be sat there going, this is a snip, guys, 2,500 5-star shards. But you've got to think, does anyone in the chat think that 77,500 5-star shards is worth those hollows? I can't see it. I can't see it. I don't think 7,500 5-star shards is worth any 5-star combiner forever. Now, granted, again, we've probably got some of these bots already. It's like when Volcanicus comes out. We've probably got most of the bots. Probably missing 1 or 2. But I always think about new players. Because new players always want endgame content. And combiners are massive for new players. And they made it so difficult to get for new players. And for new players, getting through them HQs is such a slog. You know, they're never going to get this. They're never going to get 5-star Ruination. Getting the bots. Now, the way that Omega Supreme, I didn't mind too much with the parts. That was quite decent. So you could say, well, some combiners aren't going to be available to new players. Some are, like Omega Supreme. There is that argument. I kind of get that. But I think the worst thing they did, like I said, because it's 75k shards, maybe 50 if you're lucky, but 75k shards average, to add more 5-star shards on, it's a bit nasty. But then, even then I was like, oh yeah, well most people have most of the bots. They did know it was coming. You know, they were available in endurances. Impact has been out for years. Twin Twist has been out for a couple of years now. So some of these bots, you know, most people will have, but then there was something that really convinced me that this was completely wrong. So this is a quote from a stream quite a while ago, maybe a year ago. And Yanis said, and don't forget Yanis is the lead designer in this, but if you're going to have the 5-star bots, then you've already done the hard part. And it is a hard part getting all them. Collecting all the 5-star bots. I agree that is difficult. When we heard that, we were like, wow. But they have given us plenty of fans. So I'm alright with that. I'm alright with us getting the 5-star bots. We know Volcanicus is coming, and we probably know all the rest of the combiners coming. So we can start sort of collecting them now and ticking them off and going through batches if we need to. And looking which combiner bots are in what batches. And it's put, no, there won't be a premium cost. There will probably be some energon or something, some currency, but no, it's not going to be premium currency to upgrade it. Now, I would even go as far as saying Zen is a premium currency. I would, but it's put like energon there. I think it should cost Zen, and I think 300k Zen is alright, it's not too bad. And it's put, you already had the hard part is to collect the 5-star bots, and that's a big ask for a lot of players. So you're not going to have a premium on that. And that was the big one for me, where I was like, this is wrong. It's really wrong. You know, I always say, you know, like, you know, you don't go back on things like that. Once you've gone out on a limb and said things like that, you've got to stand by that. And so now we're in a predicament of there's some people have gone out and upgraded Ruination. Do they get them shards refunded? Because they've literally said that. Now, me personally, I haven't bothered with it. I'm honest with you. I could go and get Impactor, and I'll talk about it later, but I've not bothered. I don't think it's really worth it. Even the 2,500 shards plus Impactor. It's going to cost me 7,500 5-star shards for Impact. Now, there's another reason for that, which I will tell you shortly. But I'm not sold. For what Ruination gives for that 5-star part, or 5-star upgrade, whatever you call it, I'm not too sold. And it's not a defense option, what they've tried to do. It's too expensive to begin with. They've added salt to the wound. It's not what they planned out to be. So I think this 5-star combiner is pretty much a failure. Now, I know there's people going to do it. I know people are going to upgrade it because it is an upgrade. Minimal. There's people overflowing 5-star shards, and that's fine. I'm not going to criticize people for that. It is a good upgrade. Well, I say a good upgrade. It's an upgrade. It is. But, you know, behind the scenes, you've got to ask, you know, if Yanis is saying that, and then someone else has decided it's going to cost 5-star shards, then who's saying what's going on? Who decides? And it seems to me like they're all working in different parts and not actually conjoined together. They're not working as a whole team. They're all working on different compartments and making different decisions individually on the game. And it's just, I think that's why some things are not working. I know sometimes I get criticised for being negative. It's because I set high standards for not just myself in my own life, but I set high standards for my children. I set high standards for myself, and so I expect other people to have them same standards. And even being guilty of that maybe in my alliances, where I criticise people really for not putting everything in. But, you know, the apes are not putting everything in. They might be putting everything in maybe individually, but as a collective, they're just not putting enough in these things right now. And that's my frustration. You know, we all make mistakes. We all do things, but give yourself enough time, make it achievable, just go and do that. And do what you've set out to do.